Welcome, curling fans in Central New York and around the globe. We are live from the Utica Curling Club in picturesque upstate New York. Today is Sunday, January the 29th, bringing you our 2017 Mixed Championships. These are playdowns for our Cobb Bonspiel, which will take place between the 16th and 19th of February. I'm Dave Cragnolan. I'll be bringing you all the action today alongside Master Tech Doug Smith, and welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks, Dave. Good morning, everybody.
We have a little bit of a noteworthy piece for you this morning here. Our A final, which is between the rink of Bill Sewell and Joyce Schaefer. Unfortunately, Joyce is under the weather and has made it this far, and she's decided to sit out the final. So Ann Stulman is going to be skipping the rink of Joyce Schaefer with Brad Anderson, the vice, Sue Gardner, the second, and Sean Lanigan, the lead. Bill Sewell's rink is Bill Sewell, the skip, Michelle McEnroe, the vice, Gary White will be the second, and MJ Walsh, the lead. We have also B, C, and D finals as well, and we'll keep you posted of those as well as the morning moves on. It's a good question. Joyce, should we put Ann's name down on the, yeah, okay. Wanted to make sure. So again, I'll give you that heads up that Joyce Schaefer has skipped this rink through the mixed championship, and unfortunately, due to being under the weather, we wish Joyce a speedy recovery. She curled phenomenally all weekend with her team, and it's unfortunate that she can't go out for the finals. So we're going to call this the Ann Stulman rink today, but it's really the rink of Joyce Schaefer. So good luck to everybody out there today. There's no losers in curling, and okay. And we're about to get underway. And the order looks like it might be changed up a little. Sue Gardner throwing lead rocks here. So we're assuming that Sean Lanigan will be throwing second, and Ann Stulman, although holding the broom and skipping the game, will be throwing third rocks. Okay. And we're underway with a nice center guard there from Sue Gardner, and MJ Walsh will step into the hack and throw her first rock. Hope our picture looks good to us. Hope it looks good to you folks out there. Let us know about picture and sound if you'd like. Doug Smith's done an absolute fabulous job turning this into a really, really professional broadcast, and I'm happy to be a part of it. Looks like MJ's going to go right into the 8-foot circle here with her stone. And looking over her options here. Obviously that Yellowstone is in the ring, so it's available for takeout. Pretty much 3/4 exposed here. I think she's going to ask Sue to come down with sort of moderate. She just pointed to the board, so kind of board weight takeout here. And we'll see what kind of action we have in the ice here early with this kind of a throw. Can I say that? Yeah. And it looks like Sue's got might just bump it back. It doesn't look like enough weight to take it out, and it actually bumped it back just past the tee line, exposed on the other side. Shout out to longtime Utica curler Roger Rowlett, who's actually flying, and I believe he's in air watching the game in flight. So Roger, shout out to you out there. Usually we're working alongside of each other in these events. Look forward to having you home. MJ Walsh, second rock. like you'll opt to cover this rock up. And it looks like a great shot here from MJ. And now shot rock is well guarded up. Looking for a halfway shot here from Sean Lanigan. The second is first stone. Trying to tap the blue rock up. A little angle raise here. Looks outside and maybe a little light. It's definitely going to make contact. And just pumped it into the top of the 4-foot. Good shot there from Sean. Sean acknowledging the nice job from his sweepers there, as you can hear. Our Nat sound out in the shed. And now second, Gary White's first stone. Looks like he's got a pretty good shot here. And he slid it over top of the shot rock. That's a good shot from Gary. Shooter stayed around in the 4-foot. And now we'll see what Ann opts to do with Sean's second stone. And she's going to try and draw right in. There's a port there to draw. Feasibly could wind up shot rock here if it gets through. A little tick off the guard, I believe, and it's just going to stay over top of shot rock as well. Just a little heavy, and it avoided the curl that it needed. But blue does have two stones touching the 4-foot. See what Bill Sewell opts with Gary's second stone here. I'm assuming he'll try to come in and out count, sit 1 and 2, I would think, but we'll see what Bill's got up his sleeve here. Very experienced old curler, and I use that term old loosely, but he's been playing a long time. Teenage curler, if I'm not mistaken, 1966 or 7 maybe, something like that, but he has been curling a long time. A plethora of knowledge for sure. Second stone from Gary White. We will keep you updated on the other scores as ends finish up in the other events. This being our featured game. The winner will be Utica 1 in our upcoming Cobb tournament, and the loser of this game will be Utica 2. Bill opting to guard those stones on the 4-foot, the blue stones, and mission accomplished there from Gary. A good guard. Yeah, he had to protect those blue stones because they were open to a raise, and if you didn't make a perfect draw on the other side, you could really put yourself in a pickle if you only threw a guard. So. I didn't see the call here. Brad Anderson in the house with the broom for Ann Stolman, who's skipping the game and throwing third rocks. And she is drawing here. Broom right on the 4-foot line. Doesn't look like a great deal of ice. They're assuming that it's not going to curl that much early in the game. Draw shot here underway from Ann Stolman. Looks like they're getting a lot of late curl here with the right weight. Looks like maybe he's trying for a little tick off of this yellow rock and he's not going to get it. Just looks like through the house weight. Going to stop in the back of the 12-foot. So just a little bit heavy there for Ann. And now Vice Michelle McEnroe's first shot of the end. Now Bill will opt to go right to the top of the 4-foot here. I think he'd like to outcount those other two blue rocks, but where he set his broom would be close to that. I'm sure he'd like to be 1 and 2. Plenty of weight here. Actually going to be a little deep, I think. And just a little deep. He set a nice pocket here. That stone was just a little bit too deep. You want to have that stone in the front of the button and not the back, because you're leaving Ann Stolman a pocket here to draw to, and really could spoil the end for Team Sewell. So as curling games go, there's a little bit of drama here early. And the need for a real good shot here. None better than Ann. If she can sit one right on the button here, she's going to, Bill's going to have a real tough time getting it out of there. Second rock from Ann. Sean reporting that he thought it's a little bit more than she just threw. And it does look a little heavy. Coming in now, getting better. Line's getting better. It's still outside. And unfortunate there. She did get one of the rocks off of the button, but left herself pretty exposed. Bill will ask Michelle McEnroe to make a little hit and roll to the center here. Love to hit and flop right to the center, right to the yellow rock if you can. Sweepers reporting to Bill that it's board weight. Stone is wide. It doesn't look like he's going to get an inside hit on it, so he's going to try and roll it away here at this point. And she left the rock pretty much a nose hit. So now Ann will have a chance to hit and roll and quite possibly steal the end, or set herself up to steal the end. Good stone there from Michelle, just set it out a little bit. Good weight. So now Brad Anderson throwing skip rocks here for the Ann Stolman Joyce Schaefer rink. Joyce sitting in the warm room with us watching the game today under the weather. Pretty big shot here early in the game for Team Stolman. Brad would love to hit this rock and roll to the promised land here. We'll see what he can do. We'll keep you posted. We might have some celebrity stand-in commentating today. And the shot from Brad Anderson. Line looks really tight. And he's going to be on the guard here. but it will open it right up. Which for Bill Sewell is a bit of a blessing here, but he's got to make a shot to cover up his shot rock here. Looks like he is definitely sitting 1 and 2. Trying to figure out the best place for his first rock here. Looks like he's going to opt to put one on the 4-foot circle, kind of between both of those yellow stones, indicated by where he was tapping his broom. In the B final, the first end is completed. It looks like Scott Lent took 4 in the first end over Team Bryn Davis, and the other 2 ends are still going as we speak in both the C and D final. So big shot here from Bill Sewell. Wants to be close enough to the 4-foot circle here so he doesn't give Ann a chance to hit off the outside one and roll under it. So it's a tricky shot here. It's not just a line shot, but it's got to be in the right position too. Certainly looks like enough weight. And I'm not sure he wanted to throw this much weight. And that's going to go sailing through. A little heavy there from Bill. Now the door is open for Brad Anderson to get a rock in here and spoil the end for Bill. Quite possibly steal. He could just tap this yellow rock that shot rock back just a couple of inches and come right to the face of it. It looks like that might be the best place for it to be. Looks like a lot of weight. Oh my. Trying to get a hit and roll. I'm not sure that he's going to get it, and he did. He moved both rocks away to sit 3. Good outcome for Brad Anderson there. Now Blue is just in the game of getting 1 here, trying to get their 1 and run, as we say. Good shot with a good outcome there for Brad. Looks pretty pleased with that shot. So now a crucial shot. It's funny how sometimes curling games can flip-flop. Look like yellow is in control of the end, and now all of a sudden Bill Sewell has to make a good shot to get his 1, looking at 3. He'll want to be a little lighter than he was with his first one. Unless he's throwing a hit. I don't think he's throwing a hit, but it's there for a backer if he needs it. Either way, it's got to touch the white circle. Yes! The little one, that is. Yes! They're working it over. Looks like it's got plenty of weight to me from here, but you never can tell. They're working it hard. They're working it, and he's going to go right to the pot with it. What a beautiful shot from Bill Sewell to get his 1. Very nice.
Lots of room. Yep. Yes.
The brackets? Okay. Okay, we're going to give you a little run. We just posted a bracket of this of the A event and how the teams got here. Bill Sewell beat Schaefer in his first game and beat Mike Kessler in his second game, and that allowed him to be, and then beat Brian Moore in the semis. and Joyce beat Team Eric Crumma and Team Law, and then Team Kane to get this far. In the C event, after one end, it looks like Team Conrad Law got one against Team Crumma. And over in the D event on sheet 5, Bob Kane got two in the first end against Team Moore. First stone in the second end coming back toward the glass didn't quite make the hog line, so we'll take that out of play. And looking for a corner guard here from Sue Gardner. Sean and Brad seem to think it's got plenty of weight, so they're not sweeping. Definitely coming in the rings. Looks like full 8-foot shot. Right to the tee line for Sue, just in front. And I don't think Bill will leave this rock sitting around. Ideally, I guess hitting it, but hitting it and rolling to the outskirts wouldn't be a bad idea. On it right away, thinking that it is narrow. And this rock was thrown inside a little bit, just threw it in a little. MJ knew she got it. Shook her head. Now Ann Stillman will opt to split the house. Give herself a chance for two or more. There are two trains of thought in this kind of a shot. You could throw a guard stone, the fact that it's still free guard zone will be ending, but some skips might opt to cover that rock up instead of splitting the house. But not an uncommon thing to do here to try and get two rocks on the rings. Preferably side by side, so it makes more of a difficult double takeout. And they're working it over pretty good to try and get it here. Don't know if they're going to get it on the rings or not. Looks like that's not going to make it to the ring, so we're back to Gary White's first rock, and Bill will try and take this rock out.
A little slow over here, a little bit, just let you know.
Bill Sewell shouting out to Gary White that he thinks it's a little slow over here. An indication to not be light. And nice shot there from Gary White. Very nice. Well thrown takeout there. And we'll ask Sean Lanigan to take this stone out. It's funny, sometimes the way ends shape up in curling, it tends to be, sometimes there's a lot of rocks in play and sometimes there's not. Looks like Sean might have left this rock inside just a little bit. Don't know that he's going to get it or not. He just got enough of it to skitter it off the rings. So we're back to a wide open park again. Second stone from Gary White here in the second end. And he'll opt to go right to the top of the button with it. We just got a report from our gentleman curler, Roger Rowlett, who's in flight right now, that the picture and the sound is good out there, and we're glad to hear that. report to us on our chat room if you'd like. Nice looking shot here from Gary. Well swept, well thrown. Michelle McEnroe and MJ Walsh are working the rock over to get it just to the top of the 4-foot circle. Very nicely thrown. So again, Ann will opt to have Sean with his second rock take this rock out and preferably stay. A little outside. It looks like it's coming back nicely though. And a nice shot there from Sean Lanigan. Now we're moving on to Vice Stones here in the second end. Sweepers are on it hard here, and looks like she's going to take it out and stick around over in the 8-foot circle on the right. And a good shot there from Michelle. Again, not a lot of rock, a little bit of a cat and mouse game here between Bill Sewell and Ann Stolman right now. Ann Stolman with the hammer could opt to try and come around this guard or freeze to this stone. It's early in the game. If we play tit for tat here, we could certainly wind up with a blank end. And it looks like she's going to draw it down somewhere in front of this stone. So first stone from Ann Stolman in the second end. Looks like she's trying to freeze down to this rock. It's definitely going to bump it. Not going to get to the face, but it is going to be shot rocking in a pretty good spot. Without hesitation, I think Bill Sewell will try and take this rock out. Ideally, that blue rock anywhere in front of the yellow rock and out counting it would have been more of a productive shot and harder to take out, certainly.
Yes! Yes! Oh, you can! Oh, you can! Hurry!
Good shot there from Michelle, doubling the two rocks behind it out and leaving herself in the 4-foot circle. Fine shot. So Ann be in the same boat here that she was with her previous shot. Looks like she'll either try to freeze down to this rock. Not curling quite as much as it was earlier in the weekend thus far. only about 2 feet of ice here, just a little over 2 feet of ice for what I'm assuming is a freeze or a tap back. Taking its time, but it's starting to come now. And you want to make sure it gets there, folks. You want to make sure it gets there. And it's not. Bill's going to have a draw for 2 here, it looks to me like. Yeah, not quite. Needed to be swept just a little bit further to get that rock on the other one. So first skip rocks now from Bill Sewell. Figure out how to move this rock around or to just sit 1 and 2. Leaves kind of an open hit for Ann, but Bill does have the hammer here. Looks like he's going to try and chip it away from the shot rock and roll over to the center and sit 1, 2. So the complexion of this end has changed now with 2 rocks in play. Yellow shot rock on the 4-foot circle, and I think the blue rock is just touching the blue circle. So Bill will try and chip this rock away and leave his shot rock sitting there and fall to the left and sit 1, 2. Put a little pressure on for more than 1. Set this rock out just a little. May come enough to chip it. Can't quite see. It looks like he's going to chip it out, but he's not going to keep his shooter. And it just chipped it away. So an unfortunate miss there from Bill. So Doug Smith is putting up on sheet 4, our B event final. Last rock of the end, I believe. Scott Lent trying to come down and remove both red stones, I believe. Came on it late here. And red still has 1 shot to go over there, as does Team Davis. Back to the feature now. Brad Anderson trying to erase this yellow stone and have the house split, giving him a chance for more than 1. He's not wide. Being hard sweeping here from Sean and Sue. I'm not sure that this rock is going to stick around. And it just moved the yellow rock over to still count 1. So unfortunate miss there from Brad. Now Bill will opt to hit this blue stone and get his deuce. Bryn Davis's draw on sheet 4 for 2. Looks like it's going to come up a little short. Thank you. Early miscue from yours truly on Brad does have the hammer here. I get by with a little help from my friends. And unfortunately, this is going to go wide. So now Brad has to hit this yellow rock out and stay for his deuce. Good thing I didn't drink any scotch last night, huh? There you go. Or maybe that's the problem. Okay, Brad Anderson, hammer rock here in the second. Looking to hit and stay somewhere for 2. Looks pretty good here. And Brad made a nice hit and stay for 2 to take a 2-1 lead after 2. Nicely thrown. Sheet 2 in our C event final is now through 2 ends. And Conrad Law stole another one there to go ahead 2-0 over Team Eric Crumme. First rock of the end here, Sue Gardner looking for a center guard. Looks like this might go on the rings. And it did, right to the 4-foot circle. Bill will not leave this sitting around. MJ Walsh, first rock, looking to take the blue stone out and stick around. Boy, the sound is good out there in the shed today, folks. We can hear the whoosh of the brooms on the air. It sounds great. And a nice throw here from MJ if it sticks around. Looks like it might roll through the rings, and it does. MJ not particularly happy with that shot, as her body language would show. Sue Gardner will put this center rock back, preferably not in the park. Shot for MJ here, looking to draw behind this blue rock. And a little heavy. That rock is not going to stick around. MJ and Brad Anderson having a little laugh there about the rock not staying in play. Now Sean Lanigan.
Oh, there. Coming in. Whiteberry, maybe not.
And a center guard there for Sean. And Bill's going to try and open the front end up here with Gary White's first stone. with Hammer here. I think he'd like to roll away somewhere and make a corner guard of it. Often we say the main thing is to make sure we hit the rock and then worry about the roll later. Looks like he's going to get a little roll. And he is. Nice shot, real nice shot there from Gary as he took the blue stone out and set him up with a nice corner guard. And opting to come around this blue stone instead of coming from towards the center. Two trains of thought there. If you're short, you got another center guard here. If you're short, you're setting up a corner guard for Team Sewell. Much, you put a lot of confidence in Sean here. And again, this rock looks like it's a little heavy. Going to go past the tee line to the back of the 8-foot circle. However, shot rock guarded. Bill looking to draw down to this stone. As you heard him report to Gary, he'd like to draw to it or just slightly tap it back. Second stone, Gary White, third end. Coming in enough to be shot rock. And it did move it back, so mission accomplished. Bill would have liked to have come to the face of that rock, but nonetheless, it leaves the door open for a draw or a hit. Tap back, a lot of little options here. I would think taking that stone out and flopping underneath the guard is a good shot. The freeze is a good shot here. Let's see what they're deciding. Beauty of a little tap back here is that there will be a backer for this shot should Bill try to take it out or remove it. It's not a bad idea to leave this stone behind the blue stone. And it looks like she's throwing that kind of weight as well, so. This is more of a stone cold draw. As now Brad has jumped out of the house to assist in the sweeping. It looks like it's running out of legs to me. And it did, but not a bad spot for that rock. Second stone. Bill pointing his broom to alongside of the blue stone. Don't need to be one and two here, but with your rock behind the tee line, I'm not so sure that being 1 and 2 is not a bad thing. First rock from Michelle McEnroe. That virtually made that blue rock you know, out of play in a sense where that yellow one is sitting. Now I think Ann would like to draw one right into the button in front of the yellow one. Behind those two guards would be a great place for this rock to be. Second rock from Ann Stolman. Really could make Bill Sewell's life miserable here if she gets in between these blue rock and the yellow rock. It's like plenty of weight. And a little toasty. Gonna chip it off the circle. So everything is away from the forefoot now. Like blue sitting one. I can't tell who's second. Looks like blue. So it looks like blue is the yellow rock is second, as Bill Sewell just pointed to the blue one first. So we're going to remove this blue rock and hopefully sit two. Last rock from Michelle McEnroe, third end. Looking for a hit and stay. They're working it hard. They're working it hard. Looking for a tick here. Oh. And it did skitter it off the rings. So right now the story of this game, and at least this end, is a kind of a pattern of half shots, which makes for interesting curling when called shots are not made, as we refer to plan B and C sometimes in this game. So Brad Anderson's first rock here in the third end without hammer. And I'm pretty sure yellow's sitting one in the back of the 8-foot. So it looks like we're going to leave that intern draw alone for a little while here and try the outturn. But if this rock is there, if it's got enough weight, this is going to be a great shot. And it is going to take that yellow rock out of play in the back and certainly allow blue to sit 1 and 2. So mission accomplished there. Looks like with this ice that Bill's setting up for himself to hit and roll under. Make no mistake, people that curl with Bill Sewell certainly know what he's thinking. He makes pretty clear that he doesn't mix words as to where he'd like the shot to go, and curled with Bill for a long time. Learned an awful lot from him as well. Great friend. And nice shot there from Bill. Just under cover too. It looks like it's covered up as well from this angle. Maybe you can see just a little, third of a rock sticking out there. But there are rocks in the way. And that's what your park looks like there on sheet 3 in our A event. Yellow sitting 1 in the back 4. It looks like blue is 2. Yep. And blue is 3. Right there. Doug Smith running the telestrator. So it looks like Brad's going to opt with in-turn draw here. Plenty of room to get to the full 4 foot will work, but the button's there as well behind a pile of guards. Important shot here from Hollywood Brad Anderson. Weight looks real close to me. Real close. Just hope we didn't leave it short. They're really working it over now. And it's a great shot. Going to cover the pin. Nice shot from Brad. However exposed, but a good shot. Forcing Bill Sewell to play for 1. Brad seems pretty pleased with that shot. And I take that back. Certainly Bill can get his deuce here. If he removes the blue stone and stays, he'll get 2. So a big shot here from Bill Sewell. Just going to come soft at it. Just looking for like through the house to hack weight is my guess. It looks like it's staying out. Starting to come now. Line's getting better.
It's okay. It's okay.
And he squeaked his 2 out there. Good shot from Bill. Took a long time to curl as he thought it was wide, and it certainly was. So good shot from Bill to get his 2 to take a 3-2 lead after 3. I did not. Okay.
Okay, just to introduce all the curlers that are participating today on the other sheets. We're waiting for a score update on sheet 2, Dave. Eric Crumma did score, but we're just waiting for them to post. So that team, Eric Crumma's team, is Skip, Eric Crumma. Melissa Foote is the vice. John Spicer is listed here as a second, but Ben Gaetano is subbing in on that team. And Audrey Foote is the lead, and they're playing Team Law. Team Law, we all know. They've been participating in this event together for many years. Conrad Law skipping. Brenda Citroniti is the vice. Phil Citroniti is the second, and lead Nyoka Law over on sheet 2. And that's our C event, and that's going to be Utica 4, correct, Dave? That's Utica 4 in the
yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Over on sheet 4, again, waiting for a score update. Scott did score, either 1 or 2, is watching the monitor. That's Scott Lent, Marina Taverne, Israel Acosta, and Carrie Kassab. They're playing Bryn Davis's team, as Dave mentioned her earlier. That's Vice is Charlie Schatz. The second is Liz Cato. And the lead is Patrick Helbeck. So he's one of the UCC plus 100 miles away members. And just spoke with his wife, and they curl out of Nutmeg and here. And they live in the Connecticut area. So glad he made the trek up to play in the mixed championships. And we have a score yet, Dave? No, nothing yet so far. So, but we know that Scott did score. Okay, so sheet 2, we do have a score update. Eric did take 1 in the third end. And just to wrap it up, the D event game, Brian Moore, again, another staple of this event, this team. Brian Moore, Carol Jones, Dale Jones, and Marge Moore playing. Bob Kane is listed as a skip, but Bob is actually throwing second rocks out there in this game. So that team there it is, sorry. Yeah, that's Bob Kane, Skip, Donna Kaleo, Howie Feldman, who again is holding the broom today, and Erlene Pulio. But back to our feature game, Dave. Take it away.
Here we go. Sue Gardner, her second rock in the fourth end. See our park set up there. There's 2 rocks on opposite sides of the forefoot, and it looks like she's going to make a really nice hit and roll here. Very nice throw from Sue Gardner to allow Team Stulman to sit 1 and 2. Both rocks relatively exposed. Bill shouting down to Gary White that he'd like normal weight with this. For those of you who play curling, you know that normal weight means normal takeout for your takeout. Everybody has a little bit of a different speed that they throw a takeout rock, and that would be, you know, depending on experience and strength, and some people throw lightweight for takeouts because just different body types. So one of the little nuances of our lovely game of curling. Gary looks like he's got a great shot here, nose hit, nicely thrown. And now Ann will ask Sean and Lanigan to hit this stone and roll away a little bit to make the hit and roll a little more difficult for Bill. Sean looks like he's a little down weight here. It looks like he's going to get not going to get much of a roll, but a little bit. Yep, mission accomplished. Nice throw there from Sean. Nice finesse shot. So now to the other side of the sheet here. Gary will look to hit and roll again. Love to roll underneath his yellow guard and roll right to the center of the button. Ideally. If not, Ann Stolman's in line to play for 2 here. Good shot there from Gary. Good shot. Stone had a lot of pace on it. Didn't get much of a roll there. Bill would like to have come underneath that yellow rock and roll right to the tee line in the center. Now this gives Ann a chance to do just that and set 1-2 again. Kind words out there from Tim C. Thank you very much for that. It's something I love to be on air calling this game. So thank you very much for your kind words. Looking for a hit. It's going to roll out into the open, however, and give a chance for a double here now. Let's see what Bill opts to do. Yeah, he's going to take a chance with Michelle's first stone here to try and just hit it on the nose, just off nose, and he'll get both of them. And then Blue will be back in a scramble to get two. Sweeper's doing a little house cleaning in front of the rock for Michelle. Shout out to our ice keepers who do an absolute fabulous job on our ice. We're blessed to play on professional type ice here. Could be a labor of love too. It's all volunteer, and shout out to our ice crew who does a great job. So Michelle's going to hit and roll away. She hit this rock a little thin and lost her shooter. So now Blue's back in line to get themselves looking at two again here. Ann and Brad are discussing strategy here. You want to sit 1 and 2 regardless of where you are, but ideally I think probably trying to go to the top of the 4 foot is good. You just don't want to allow Bill Sewell to hit the yellow rock, the blue rock that's on the tee line and come underneath it and get to the button, especially with the center guard. So it's this isn't going to bury. If this isn't going to bury, you certainly want to leave it short or deep. With hammer. First rock from Ann. 4th end in a very tight game. Really curling hard. Really curling hard. They're by. Got to keep going, though. Got to keep going. Got to keep going, Brad. Okay, very good. That's a great spot for that rock. Good shot. Very nice shot from Ann Stolman. There's still room to come underneath this rock. If Bill can have Michelle hit just enough of this rock to roll right behind the blue one or half behind the blue one, it'll be in a really, really good spot and a hard one to get rid of. Looks good. Oh, they played with the curl a little bit there, and they just flattened out a little bit at the end. Nicely thrown stone from Michelle McEnroe. Really nice shot. Usually when those rocks are being swept up and down, you know the shot is relatively close to being a made shot. So it's a good throw without an ideal outcome, but a very nicely thrown stone. So now second stone from Ann Stolman. Skipping and throwing vice rocks. Now the way these rocks are placed now, a hit and roll to the center doesn't get it behind the blue one. It might leave Bill Sewell out here. So let's see what this shot brings. Rolling away might not be a horrible option. And it's just off nose and going to roll away a little bit. And I think that might be the better of the outcomes as opposed to rolling under, because there wasn't room for that rock to do anything other than be right alongside of the blue one that's on the top of the button. And Bill's going to hit and try and get himself to the button now. Tough shot. This is one of those shots where you can rain on the parade with one real good shot, hit and roll here. Needs big weight. Firm weight anyway. We're getting a lot of kind words out there today, as Doug and I are, and it's very well appreciated. It's something we really love to do. Doug puts his heart and soul into these broadcasts, and it really does show. Shout out to you, my friend. This is not what Bill had in mind. Don't know if I think he's going to chip it out, and he did, but he rolled off the rings as well. I'm not sure what they're calling here. A freeze on your own rock here is certainly an option. You know, you're leaving Bill the button, but not, not a lot of it. A little tap on the blue one just to cover the button would be a good shot as well. Let's see what transpires here. This is, again, a very crucial part in a very tight game. Not a lot of breathing room here for both teams. Brad's first rock in the fourth end is coming at us. Joyce Schaefer's twirling her broom next to me. A little heavy here from Brad. I think you want to bring this back if you're Ann now. That's going back on its own. Okay. 1 and 2. Bill Sewell with his watch out, trying to get an idea of what draw time is here. No hammer. It looks like he's setting himself up for a corner freeze on shot rock, is I believe what he called, which would be a good spot for that rock. Wants to try and make 2 as difficult for Brad as possible here. Coming away, giving up 1 here would not be bad. Crucial shot here. Blue sitting 2 with hammer. Last stone, fourth end from Bill Sewell. Been getting late curl here out of these rocks. Really trying to get a second rock out of this. I think they're going to get it there too. They are. So fine shot from Bill. As now blue is only sitting 1, and this would be the hammer rock of the end. And has an open draw on the other side for 2, or Brad has an open draw for 2. Now, do you want to get game here? And I don't know what you achieve. I'm just trying to think here. They're sitting 1. Cross the face and sit 3. Okay, brave call here, as opposed to just a draw for 2. Joyce Schaefer pointing to me saying, yep, I'm going for that one too. I'm sure we'll have a little broom twirling after this one as well, and this one's gone. We love the broom twirl, Joyce. All of us love it. It makes the people on opposite sheets pay real attention to that they don't get close enough to get clunked. No high sticking in curling. Brad Anderson, hammer rock, looking to cross the face of this yellow rock and sit 3. A lot of curling to do, as Ann Stolman just said. Not sure exactly what's going to happen here. Not sure. An unfortunate miss there for Brad, and Bill Sewell is going to steal the end to go ahead 4-2 after 4. So Eric Crumme, after through 4 ends, they've just started the 5th end. Several rocks are in play in the 5th end, and Eric Crumme stole, I believe, in the. No, he got his one in the 4th. No, he stole in the 4th to make it 2-2. And Bob Kane through 3 ends is ahead of Brian Moore, 3-1, and Scott Lenton is ahead of Bryn Davis, 5-1 through 3 ends. On to end number 5 here. Nice pace to the game here too. We're moving right along. Get into a nice rhythm. When curling games move with a nice rhythm, you can get into a nice rhythm. Looks like MJ's first rock's going to go right to the tee line. And it just a little deep. So here's first rock from Sue Gardner. Wow. Update over here on sheet 4 in our B event final. Bryn Davis just took a 4 spot in the 4th end to tie the game at 5, I believe. Yes. So it tightened up that game quite a bit. And Team Lent was kind of sliding along in the lead, and now game on, as we say. And looking to set up a corner guard with Sue Gardner's first stone. And disregarding that yellow rock that's past the tee line. It's also going to slide into the rings a little deep, but it's going to stick around. Bill will opt to give this first rock of MJ some shelter here. Anywhere in front of that rock works. Oh, she fell, and we're hoping looks like she's okay. It actually looks like she delivered a pretty good stone considering she fell. And she's brushing herself off. And it's actually going to be a good shot in spite of falling. I think it's sticking around. It's going to bump the rocks. And MJ took a little bow for the crowd. And I'm sure Roger's going to give her a hard time for that one, but great shot actually, all considering. Fell, made the shot, did not get hurt, more importantly than making the shot. Now Ann will call for Sue Gardner to take this rock out and flop in front of the other yellow one. Try and put an end together here to claw back in here. No need for panic. 5th end, a lot of curling left. Down weight just a little. It's really curling hard. Looks like it's going to come to the one in the back, possibly, or go a little tick off the yellow one. And great outcome there to sit shot rock, I believe. Whew. Good call there from Ann Stolman to have the sweepers stay on it for a piece, and took the rock out and back. Now Gary White. His first rock in the 5th end.
Got the back one, Eddie? Oh, come on.
A lot of good action out there today, folks. Glad to be a part of it. Looks like Gary's all over this rock. Curling hard late, though. I don't know if he's going to keep his shooter or not. No, it looks like his shooter's going to skitter off the rings. But Sewell still sitting 1. Doors open here for 2 for Team Stolman. Hopefully she can have Sean Lanigan make a hit and stay here and set herself back up for 2. Good shot here from Sean. Just off nose. It's going to roll into the center of the circle. Sit 1 and 2 side by side. Not a real good chance for a double here, so Blues' chances for 2 here are getting better with each shot. Gary White's second stone in the 5th end. We'll look to hit and stay here. All over it. It looks like a nose hit. Right on the beak. Nice shot there from Gary. So as you can see this end unfolding without misses here, Blue will play for 2, and that would be the hopes. And Stolman anticipating late curl out of this rock. Well thrown, well called, and it's going to roll away again, making the double even more difficult. These shots when you're curling are always, you say to yourself, no pressure. It's just an open takeout. Famous last words in this game, because it's an important shot. I mean, if you flash one here, Blue, all of a sudden it brings 3 into the picture. And if you hit and roll out, the other team has to put it back. A lot of little nuances of curling. Michelle thinking that it's a lot of weight. And she's all over it. Pretty much, it looks like right to the nose. Nice throw there from Michelle McEnroe. And Stolman first rock in the 5th end. Getting a little tricky here now too. We're getting a lot of late curl depending on the weight of the throws of the rocks. Down weight, these rocks are going to curl a little more than anticipated. Nice shot from Ann, even separating it further from the other blue stone. Second stone from Michelle McEnroe in the 5th end without hammer. And she did a little slide there. Came up with a bow. And a nicely thrown stone to get Shot Rock out of there. Shaking her hand. Looks like she's okay. If there's such a thing as a good fall in curling, and there is, that looked like it was a good one. As experienced as most of us are playing the game, it is, things happen very quickly. Sometimes your feet come out from under you, and you just can't help but fall sometimes. Try not to hit your noggin is an important part of falling. One of our longtime curlers and wonderful gentleman, Pat Costello, had an injury a couple of Wednesday nights ago, and we wish him a speedy recovery. He actually fell and fractured his clavicle. Really sad to not see Pat out there, but we wish you a speedy recovery, Pat. This one's going to roll over to the other side, getting it closer. Possible double there now. Yep. Definitely brought a double into the play now. As the striking stone is in front of the other stone, so it certainly opens the door for a double takeout here, which would change the complexion of this end. As you just heard Bill tell his front end, if he hits a quarter of the striking stone, he's going to get both rocks out and sit one, which after an end that looked like a no-brainer 2 for Team Stillman will be more like a 1. Bill opting with his intern here. He's all over it. And flopped over on the other one. Absolute great shot from Bill Sewell. Took Shot Rock out over and flopped to be Shot Rock over on the other blue one. Froze right on it. However, it still is on the rings. Looks like Brad might be trying to freeze onto this rock. Bring 2 back into the equation. Great shot there from Bill Sewell. Brad Anderson's first rock here in the 5th. Out-turn draw to try and freeze down to these rocks. Looks like a really, really good shot. Just got to come up a little more. It's a great shot. Well, didn't really want the bounce there, but he got a little bit of a bounce to leave it in the open. Hitting this blue rock and rolling away would be ideal. He even could over curl and hit the yellow one and kind of crotch hit him, and his yellow rock, that second rock, is going nowhere. But he'd like to separate him and make a hit and roll away, count him as a 1. Bill telling his front end that he would like to hit and roll away here, but that he has to stay in the house. And he's way inside here. But he's definitely got the rock. He's not keeping his shooter, I don't think. Oh, maybe he is. Boy, it really looked like it was over curling on him. Sweepers did a great job keeping that rock in line. And the shot was called and made the way that he wanted it to. Swept it out of his hand, thinking he threw it in a little bit. Now a scramble here for Team Stillman to get their one. Big shot here from Brad Anderson. Does not want to let this end get away from him. This is the last rock in the fifth end. Huge shot here.
Yeah, let's go here. Quick slide.
Not sweeping. Not sweeping. Not sweeping. It's hanging out there a little bit. And he's going to roll away, unfortunately, and give Bill one. So 5-2 after 5. Team Sewell in front of Team Stillman. Over to sheet 2, a little update for you on sheet 2. C event final between Conrad Law and Eric Crumma. Looks like Eric Crumma stole 3 in the fifth end to take a 5-2 lead. We're in the fifth end over on sheet 5 in the D final. It looks like Team Kane is ahead 4-1 over Team Moore. And we're all tied up on sheet 4 between Team Lett and Team Davis. And those are your updates. On to the sixth end. MJ Walsh first rock in the sixth end. Team Sewell ahead, now 5-2. Three hands left here. Not out of reach. Team Stillman needs to put a good end together here to claw their way back into this.
Yes. Yes.
MJ's first shot pierces the 12-foot circle, and we'll put a corner guard up next to it. Good looking corner guard here. That'll work. Got to have those. It's losing line, but still a useful rock with hammer.
So Dave, we have a skip rock on sheet 4 in the lower left window of your screen. Stone's underway. Scott Lent is throwing the blue rocks.
Sitting 1, right?
Looks like it.
Yeah. Trying to draw for 2. And just a little toasty and a little wide. But he'll get his 1 there to take a 1-point lead after 5 over Team Davis. And that's going to stick around. Rocks in the front of the park and the very back of the park for Team Sewell. Okay, we're going over to sheet 5 for a moment here. Yes? No. Last rock for Brian Moore in the fifth end. Looks like blue is sitting 2. Team Kane is sitting 2 over there. Brian looking like he's making a raise tap up on his own to get his 1, and it looks like he's got it. and he made a beautiful shot to get his one. Very nice, Brian, to put the lead from 4-2 now. Sue Gardner trying to draw around this blue rock that she set up as a guard first, and it looks pretty darn good. It's a little exposed, but nice shot there from Sue. Well swept by Sean Lanigan and Brad Anderson. I think Bill will try and chip this rock out. Asking Gary White what he'd like to throw for weight. That was actually two questions within a question. Do you want to throw? Do you want what kind of? Do you want to throw? Do you want to throw weight? What kind of weight do you want to throw? Normal? That would have been two questions in one. Meaning I want you to throw normal. And he's all over it. Good shot from Gary. Might be able to get this right behind the guard. That's a fabulous shot. Really good shot. Still half exposed. Kind of a finesse shot coming here, I would think. Hand calling for just hack weight. Communicating to Sean Lanigan that she wants hack weight on this shot. Doesn't look like halfway. Is really curling hard. Really curling hard. It's not by the top one, I don't believe. Might come out the other side. My goodness. Bill Sewell pointing just wants a center guard, just half in the red, half in the 12-foot circle to protect his two stones that are one on the button and one just off the 4-foot behind a guard. Things getting a little dicey here for Team Stolman. Looks like a really good shot here. A little heavy, maybe. Went a little bit further than he wanted it to go, but still sitting 3. Looking for normal weight here, normal takeout. Nose hit's not bad here. You don't want to be any outside, too much outside and get an outside roll because you'll jam that yellow one right into the other yellow one. Okay. He raced one stone, kept his shooter in the park. Yellow rock's still sitting 1 and 2. I think Bill's got to go for the same shot he just tried Gary to throw. Right there. And he is. So center guard here. Tight to the rings or just on. Smidgen behind the blue one might be just outstanding. Right weight, this will curl hard as here it comes. And that is just about a perfect shot, if there's such a thing in this game. Got a little bit behind the blue one, making it unraisable. Might do herself a stroke here, popping that blue one and opening it up. I think that's what Brad and Ann are talking about right now. And why do you ask? And then Team Sewell will have to throw another good guard. Button not really available for a draw. She's got to open it up here to give herself a chance to see these yellow rocks. And trying to peel the front end open here. Yeah. Oh boy, unfortunate she's going to take herself out there, but and left a guard in the center. Overcurled just a little bit on her. And now Bill will continue to junk it up if I'm not mistaken. Would like to come put this one back a couple inches behind the blue one, just covering it a little bit. Took the words out of my mouth. This one is a little farther out. Coming hard now, though. Really curling hard. It's in a good spot. Didn't get quite to where he wanted it to, but center guard nonetheless is a really good shot. Raise is there now. Tricky, however. Nose hit gets you one of them, not both. Not sure she can cross the face enough to double them out. I'm not sure she can see enough of second rock to double them out. The beauty of that shot is that she would sit 1 and 2 should she make it. I guess ideally, if you just hit this blue rock off nose, it's going to get by the second stone and hit shot rock and stay right there, or just flop behind the yellow guard that's outside of the park. Let's see what happens here. This is a pretty crucial point in the game at this point. And Stolman's second rock, sixth end. This one's hanging out just a little. And got rid of her own stone. Not a great outcome there. Bill Sewell undoubtedly throw a guard here, I would think. Cover up these two yellow stones. Right there. Right there. It's like over on sheet 2, we're in a measure. Blue looks like they stole another point, and they're measuring for 2 for Team Crumma. And wow, going all the way around the world here with that measure. And that one's irrelevant. Yeah. Oh my. She got 3. It looks like they scored 3. Did Team Crumb. I thought somebody wiggled 3 there on their fingers, so I can't swear to it, but it looks like they got 3. Wow. Which would make that score 8-2. Bill Sewell's guard rock here. She wiggled, Brenda wiggled 3 on her fingers. I can't quite swear to that. Yeah, we'll wait till they hang that one. Nice guard there from Bill Sewell. May have overcurled just an inch or two, but Brad's going to have to do something to open this front end up with his first stone. There's just not enough of the button to draw to. Maybe it's what he's got to try and do. It's do or die time here. But he's going to opt to open up the front end with his first one. Was 3. So over there on sheet 2, which is our C event final, Team Crumma just stole 3 more to take an 8-2 commanding lead going into the 7th end over Team Law. Brad's first stone here in the 6th end, trying to give himself a look at these rocks that are on the forefoot here. And just over curled enough, not a great outcome. He got 1 out of the way, and Bill will just go back and throw a guard with his last stone. Discussing strategy here with Michelle McEnroe. He just threw this shot. Now, being the soothsayer that I am, the only bad feature of this, if he doesn't throw an ideal guard to cover the yellow one up, it brings 3 into play for blue. So it's a pretty crucial shot here. Up 3, if you take the blue rock out and roll over, they're still playing for what looks like 1 to me. So that would be the only feature of a missed guard here. There is a double takeout for 3 for Team Stolman, should he miss the guard. Last rock for Bill Sewell here in the 6th end. Ahead 5-2 in the game. Looking to just guard both of his shot rocks here. Sweepers are communicating to Michelle that it's a little heavier than the first one, but it still looks pretty good. I'm actually going to sit 1, 2, and 3. I think 1 and 2 for sure. Oh boy. If there's such a saying as being between a rock and a hard place, Anne's got a tough shot here. She's looking at the possible triple, and it is there. It is there. Triple's there. It's a firm weight takeout. I'm thinking just off nose, right there where she's got her broom. If she hits it with big weight, if nothing else, she'll certainly cut him down to 1. But with a little bit of luck, she could triple these rocks out and get 3. I believe it's there. Brad looking it over. I'm not sure your shooter goes away. The striker goes away even if you get the deuce. Tough raise over here. Tough triple. Double certainly there. Nose hit, you get 2. You get 2 of them out of there. And yellow will still, Team Sewell will still be sitting 1. And I'm not sure that you can do any better than that in this situation here, given the circumstance. Last rock, 6th end. Brad Anderson looking to get at least a couple of these yellow rocks out of the 8-foot. He threw it hard. It looks like it's narrow, but they're going hard on it. It's by. And it looks like they're going to drop a deuce here. So 7-2 in favor of Team Sewell after 6. Okay. Over on sheet 4 in our B event final, Team Bryn Davis scored 1 in the 6th end to tie it up, and the 7th end is just underway. We'll keep you posted on that one. And on sheet 5, we are in the 6th end, and right now Team Kane has a lead of 4-2, and they're sitting 2 in the park. I think we're down to the last 2 stones, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, and Team Kane actually has the hammer there. So Brian Moore down to his last shot on sheet 5 in the D event final. Seventh end underway here in our A event final. Commanding 7-2 lead for Team Sewell. Again, both teams will, regardless of the outcome of the A event final, both teams will be playing an Emery Cobb tournament. Joyce will be healed up by then and back in her spectacular form that she was all weekend. First shot from MJ Walsh, looking to cover up their yellow rock in the park. Sue Gardner's second rock here.
So Dave, what's the formula here? It's probably needs a minimum of 3, I would think, right? Take 3, steal 2.
Down, that's somewhere in the mix there. You got it down 5. You got to keep rocks in play. These yellow rocks are your friends, so takeout is not an option at this point. Anything in front of them is good. That's a great shot, and got to try and be patient and use these yellow rocks to your advantage as much as you can. At some point in this end, she's going to start tapping rocks around and freezing, and it's a frustrating scenario when you're behind by this many. To certainly taking rocks out is not an option, but You know, at this point, if you playing that way, you run the risk of giving up another big end, which would probably, you know, mean the end of the game. But there's not a lot of options other than keeping rocks in play at this point.
Yeah, so there's a missed attempt to peel that corner guard.
Yep.
But taking 3, stealing 2, it's definitely in the
Stranger
realm
things have
of
happened in this
feasibility.
game.
Absolutely.
And the score is not really indicative of how good a game this has been. Just the last couple of ends, things unraveled for Team Stillman, but it's been a much closer game than the score would indicate. Sean Lanigan looking to move this blue rock around just a little bit, tap it around, split him, which looks like he's going to do. And not a bad outcome, actually.
Yep, one is touching the rings. And we'll do our best to switch back and forth between the very close game going on sheet 4. Have you seen our past broadcasts? We have cameras over there on all the angles.
Cleanup time here for Gary White.
So Bob Kane did take a deuce in N6. So they're up 6-2 now, Dave, over there on sheet 5.
In our D event final. So a good shot there from Gary as he got rid of that blue rock that was in the center of the park, at the top of the park. And Ann's going to look for a little tap and roll behind that blue one that Gary just moved around. Kind of hanging out there on him a little bit. And this looks like it's going to go right through. Unfortunate miss there from Sean. Now first rock from Michelle McEnroe.
So Dave, I'll go ahead and put the house up on sheet 4. And if it can switch back and forth. Just kind of see how the end unfolds.
Got a real tight game on sheet 4 in our B event final between Team Scott Lent and Team Bryn Davis.
Yeah, so we have that up in the lower corner. Still our feature on the other angles for you. Marina's throwing right now. 14 Lent. Nice take out to sit 2.
Very nice shot there from Marina.
And if you no football today as we wait for the Super Bowl next week, so you can hit your fix of curling all day today after you leave us. ESPN3 has the Canadian Junior Men's Championship on, just have you watch ESPN, 4:30 today, and the women are playing right now, but you won't want to leave our broadcast.
Not even think about it.
So again,
I don't think I get ESPN3 either.
Do you get ESPN? If you have ESPN as part of your cable subscription, you
You
automatically
do
get 3.
Must be up on the higher channels someplace?
No. You
No?
do it over it's all online. That's their online
Oh, I
arm.
see. Okay, got
So
it.
you just need a sign-in account with your email and password from Time Warner, which
ya.
most of us have here. And you can watch everything on. Again, that's 4:30 today.
It's over, guys.
Team Sewell sitting 3 here in the 7th end, and Stulman needs to get a rock behind these yellow ones. Sweeper's thinking it's a little light there. Dusting away, trying to create some momentum and line for this shot. And it's just over, Carolyn.
You ever seen lawn bowling, Dave? You ever watched that sport?
I have never watched that.
It is. I watched the World Indoor Lawn Bowling Championships from Scotland, I believe it was, on ESPN. It's very much like curling. It's pretty amazing. The balls have a bias, so there's,
Really?
it's very, very interesting.
So the balls actually curl?
Oh, yes.
Wow.
No sweeping on the indoor rug. But it was really, I'd never really seen it. I had tried lawn bowling once in Pinehurst, North Carolina, many years ago.
Little River Farms. I know I'm familiar with that place.
And
Yeah, bring it, guys.
it's really, I wasn't curling when I tried it back then, but pretty interesting. You want to check it out?
I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
I just came to terms with two-handed bowling now. I was watching the world, just perusing through ESPN a couple of weeks ago, and the pro bowlers are actually, in the old days, used to pick up with one hand. Now they're cradling the ball and throwing it with two hands.
Yep.
Really interesting.
That's a sport that's changed quite a bit from the old days.
Back here at our feature, we are in Yellow Land here right now in sheet 7. My goodness. Team Sewell has counting 5 rocks right now. And Stulman's last rock. Still skip rocks to come. Really need to get a rock to the 4-foot behind this yellow brigade here.
So just go to YouTube and search for World Bowls, and if you want to check that out.
I am going to check that out.
Maybe that'll be all the curlers. We should form a lawn bowling club in the summer.
I'm good at that. And Stulman, last rock, 7th end. Desperation time here for Team Stulman. Got to get one in here. Looks like it's going to wind up shot rock, but relatively in the open. Yeah, wide open. Just couldn't get it to finish. Real good weight. Just no finish there.
Okay, just to update you on 4, where Scott Len is throwing his first skip rock.
Bill Sewell virtually with a chance to ice this game with a hit and roll to the center. One doesn't really do Team Stulman too much here. Not getting the roll. Just going to hit and roll away. I believe our nose hit it. Right on the nose. And a little roll away. Now sitting 6 is Team Sewell.
So sheet 2, the Team Law did get a deuce in the 7th end, but down 4 without. Playing the 8th end now. So again, stay with us. Should this game end after this, we'll cut over full screen to all the action on sheet 6.
First rock with hammer. Brad Anderson, 7th end. Down 5. in need of a bit of a miracle here. We're looking for just a good shot to roll underneath the pile here. Oh my. Really cut hard on him. Really cut hard. And it's going to outcount a couple of them, but still sitting, I believe, 1 and 2 is Team Sewell. I think he'll just opt to cut the rings down here, I would think.
Okay, Bryn Davis throwing her last stone. You can see Scott Lent's team sitting 3, Dave, on sheet 4.
Charlie Schatz in the
So
holding the broom here for Bryn.
Where is she playing there? She's just trying to tap up there. You can't really see it in your
The angle you can't see that
maybe
red
we
rock. Looks like a tap on the red
We
one.
can quickly take a quick peek. There, that's what Bryn is looking
Well,
at
it looks
now.
like she's trying to tap that red rock up, I would think.
Here's stone's underway. Charlie calls, sweeper's on.
Didn't quite get it there. So a steal of 1 there for Team Lent.
Scott has one more.
Oh, Scott has one more rock
Scott
to go.
has the hammer, so.
Okay. Don't know what happened there. Back in our feature. Reversed handle there for Bill Sewell trying to throw a guard just to cut the rings down. Rock reversed and went the other way on him. So now pretty much an open draw to the 4'4" I believe, but how does he they're trying to look and figure out how they can get more than 1 here.
Okay, here's Scott Lent now on your screen on the left side. Here's what he's looking at. So quiet wait with the intern.
Just looking to take that rock out and get 3, huh? Yep.
Or 4, potentially.
Or 4. Oh, that's right. Is this another rock? Oh, there we go.
Here we go. There's
Okay,
sheet 4.
yep. Yes, this is for 4.
So let's get all the views going. Here's Scott. Again, you're watching sheet 4. We'll make sure we'll cut back to 3.
Our B event final.
Looks pretty good.
He's got it. 4. Scott Lent just took 4 in the 7th end to go ahead by 4 over Team Davis. Great shot there from Scotty.
All right, so I guess we can turn our attention to sheet 5, Dave. For our little lower left live looking. There's the house.
I'll keep you posted on Brad Anderson's last shot here
Yep,
in
we
the
can see it out. We're
in the
around
3rd
main
end.
game.
Okay. He desperately needs to get one to the 4-foot circle here to get 1. I'm not sure it's got the legs to get there. They're really beating it up. They're really, really going hard. I don't know. Yeah, it looks
Sorry
like it's
about that.
out of gas. Looks like a steal of 1 for Team Sewell to go ahead 8-2. And we are shaking hands here. We have a winner of our mixed championship here 2017, and that would be the team of Bill Sewell and Michelle McEnroe, Gary White, and MJ Walsh. Congratulations. Also to the runner-ups, who will also be representing Team Joyce Schaefer, represented today by Ann Stillman, which will represent Utica in our Cobb tournament coming in February, I believe, between the days of 16th and the 19th. And let's have a look in on our other sheets here. Let's see where we're going to go to here. Again, congratulations to the runner-up as well. That's Team Joyce Schaefer, represented today by Ann Stolman. Brad Anderson, Sue Gardner, and Sean Lanigan will be part of our Cobb tournament as Utica 2. And the other games are still undecided, and we'll keep you tuned into those.
What about sheet 2, Dave? A lot of guards up front.
Yep, a lot of guards. It's 8-4.
Looks like red is sitting 1, but there's that lonely blue in there. There's 3 reds in the park. We can get real creative here. If I get my exercise in for the day.
Doug's going to try. I think, give us a look in here on sheet 2. Looks like Eric's going to try and take one of his. Sure. Okay. First hammer rock from Eric Crummah over here on sheet 2.
You're looking at sheet 2 in your lower right window. Our main window's on sheet 4. And your lower left is a look in on the sheet 5 house.
So 1 and 2. Now red is Team Law is sitting 1 and 2 without hammer over there. Our A event finalists are leaving the ice and coming into the warm room now to warm up and have a bite to eat and something to drink. Talk about getting ready for our Cobb tournament.
So again, that's a close-up, Dave, of sheet 2 now that you're looking
Okay,
at.
cool. Oh, that's a great look we got over there. Looks like Conrad's going to try and chip that blue rock out and skitter into the rings, I'm guessing. I'm not sure what else he can do.
I think he could sit 4. That's the case, right? Yes, looks like it.
Certainly 3 because of this blue rock in the back here. That rock, I don't think this rock's going to go anywhere just yet.
Is that the one he's going at? Oh,
no, he's
can't
going
see
after
that.
the front one. He's looking to hit and roll, I think.
Okay, tough for us to see from this angle. Oh, wait, he was.
Oh, he was going after that rock. Didn't get there, though. Just moved it a little, and that's going to be the ball game.
That's it.
That's it. That would be over on sheet 2. That would be our C event final, and that will go to Team Eric Crummah. Congratulations. Relatively newcomers to this event. Eric, again, a relatively new skip. I think this is the first year that he's skipped in the men's ladder, and I'm sure it's probably the first year that he's been in this event as a skip. Again, congratulations to Team Eric Crummah, Vice Melissa Foote, second John Spicer today represented by Ben Gaetano, and Audrey Foote. Congratulations. You get to be Utica 3 in our Utica 4 in our Cobb event. Thank you. And also congrats to Team Law, successful tournament. Brenda Citronetti, Phil Citronetti, and Ioka Law.
So a handshake on sheet 5 as well, Dave.
Yep, it looks like Team Kane is going to represent Utica as Utica 5, or I mean, Utica 5. And that would be the team of Bob Kane, Howie Feldman, Donna Caleo, and Erlene Pulio. Congratulations. Also participating in the Cobb tournament coming up on the 16th of February.
So before we lose,
And they also win the Eric Haas Trophy, winning that event. I've just been informed, and that's wonderful.
Congrats to them.
Much congrats.
Our next we're not going to be. We'll stay on the air to all the games are concluded. But in case you're looking for our next broadcast, that will be this Tuesday afternoon, the Scots Tour. We're going to do one of the games from the Scots Tour. That's at 3 o'clock. Okay. We'll put it down for 3 o'clock. Still may be a little early, but look for it this Tuesday afternoon. Have lots of Scottish activity in the chat, Dave. We hope.
Absolutely.
And Dave will be here.
Well, I might have to use my my Scottish accent that day.
Again, just throwing
Not me.
through and removing red rocks is team Lent.
Yeah, we're down to the nitty gritty here. Eat them all. So on sheet 4, our B event final is down to the last rock. If Scott Lent can erase one of these red rocks, they will be Utica 3 in our upcoming Cobb event on the 16th of February through the 19th. All the other events are pretty much etched in stone, with the exception of the ceremonial out of the hat pick of the remaining teams that didn't make it. One team is chosen to represent Utica as Utica 6. Rock underway for Scotty. Looks like he's all over it. And game, set, and match. That would be Utica 3. Team Lent, congratulations to Scott Lent winning skip. And third, Marina Taverne. And second, Israel Acosta. And the lead, Kerry Kassab. Congrats also to their opponents, and that would be Bryn Davis and Charlie Schatz, Liz Cato, and Patrick Hellbach.
So Dave, fantastic job as always.
Thank you. Pleasure to be
Sir,
here. Thanks, Doug.
We'll see you Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, be well, everybody.